Since we were kids, we've been told that laziness is a vice, that being lazy is bad. Successful people don't rest, they grind 24/7. You're supposed to feel guilty for spending your entire weekend lying on the couch like a vegetable. Now, forget everything you've ever been told. From a biological standpoint, those success coaches are clueless amateurs, while you, lying on that couch, are an evolutionary genius. Laziness isn't a bug in your personality or a character flaw. It's a highly complex evolutionary mechanism, one without which humanity would have gone extinct back in the Stone Age. In this video, you'll discover how your brain is running a critical, life-saving program right now, how laziness managed to become the ultimate sponsor of technological progress, why burnout is a hardcore biological safety switch, and how a simple cup of coffee can break millions of years of evolution. Let's do the math. Our brain accounts for only about 2% of our total body weight, but in a state of absolute rest, it burns a massive 20% of the body's total energy. Think about it. Every fifth bite of food you put in your mouth goes entirely toward just keeping your thoughts running. In biology, there's a principle known as Kleiber's law, the so-called 3/4 metabolic law. To put it simply, the larger and smarter an organism is, the more ruthlessly its body counts every single calorie. For example, a tiny hummingbird has to flap its wings every single second and eat non-stop because its brain is microscopic, but its metabolism is insanely fast. If it relaxes for even an hour, it will literally die of starvation. But humans took a completely different path. For us, just to lie on the couch and lazily drift through our thoughts requires about 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day. That's the equivalent of a high-wattage incandescent light bulb burning non-stop inside your skull all day long. Our brain is a power-hungry supercomputer that hogs energy by the ton, even when we're fast asleep and dreaming. And in the brutal wild savanna where our ancestors lived, calories were the ultimate scarcest resource. If you're running around for no reason, just for ancient self-improvement, productivity, or a casual morning jog, you're wasting precious energy with no guarantee of when you'll replace it. Chasing down a mammoth? Sure, that's a matter of survival, so the brain will allocate the energy for it. Running away from a saber-toothed tiger? Also fine. But just going for a random stroll across the savannah? Evolution would severely punish you for that. That is precisely why the brain developed a strict program hard-coded into our genes. If you can do nothing, do nothing. Laziness is the built-in power-saving mode of your biological computer. It's the only way to keep that light bulb inside your head from burning out the rest of your body. Laziness is the hidden engine of progress. Early humans got completely sick of walking to the river every single day with heavy buckets, wasting precious calories. What did they do? They strained their brain just once and engineered plumbing. They got tired of carrying heavy loads on their own backs, so they sat down, thought it through, invented the wheel, and then hitched a horse to it. We invented cars, washing machines, TV remotes, escalators, and 15-minute food delivery not because we are incredibly hardworking. It's the exact opposite. It's because our brains are terrified, on a pure physiological level, of unnecessary physical effort. We are willing to expend a massive intellectual resource just once to invent a piece of technology, solely so we never have to exert ourselves ever again. Alright, but what does this laziness actually look like inside our heads? It's not just a casual thought like, I don't feel like it. It is pure chemistry. Neuroscientists conducted a famous experiment with mice. Using genetic engineering, they artificially blocked the production of dopamine, the primary neurotransmitter for motivation and the anticipation of a reward. Now, the mice didn't become stupid, they didn't forget how to walk, and their legs didn't fail them. They still physically enjoyed the taste of sweet water, but they became lazy to an absolute horrifying extreme. A bowl of food and water was sitting just a few inches from their noses. All they had to do was stretch out their faces. But the mice lacked the dopamine impulse required to take that single step. As a result, they literally starved to death right next to their food because of total chemical laziness. When you don't have the energy on a Sunday to get out of bed and tackle a complex work project, the exact same drama is playing out inside your head. Your brain has blocked dopamine for that specific task. It analyzed it, realized the energy cost would be massive, and found the payoff, some hypothetical paycheck a month from now, too vague. So it flipped the laziness switch. But in the modern world, we've learned to hack this mode. Every single second we are awake, a protein called adenosine, the fatigue molecule, accumulates in our brain. The longer you stay awake and work, the more adenosine binds to specific receptors, and the harder the brain signals. All right, that's enough. Back in the Stone Age, this balance was flawless. You got tired, adenosine spiked, you sat by the campfire in your cave, relaxed, and the protein levels dropped. But today, we have caffeine. Its chemical structure looks almost identical to adenosine. It enters the brain, hijacks those fatigue receptors instead of adenosine, and plugs them up. The real adenosine is just floating around nearby, completely unable to lock into the receptors. Your body feels like it's full of energy and productivity, but underneath it all, a brutal, merciless wear and tear is taking place. We cynically bypass an evolutionary safety feature with a cup of cappuccino, and then we're genuinely shocked when the entire system suddenly burns to the ground. But why is it that in the 21st century, when food is abundant, mammoths are extinct, and calories can be bought on every street corner, we still feel totally exhausted? Because we hit burnout. And that is the ultimate biological safety switch. Any standard electrical grid has circuit breakers. If you plug an iron, a kettle, a washing machine, and a space heater into the outlets all at once, the voltage will skyrocket. To keep the wires from melting and the house from catching fire, the breaker simply cuts the power to the entire apartment. Burnout is the exact same kill switch inside your body. When you spend months ignoring the subtle signals of laziness, working yourself to the bone, forcing yourself through rigid time management, and drowning your fatigue in gallons of coffee to trick your receptors, your brain eventually realizes, okay, the boss has lost his mind. That's when it overrides your controls. It completely shuts down dopamine production. At that exact moment, you stop giving a damn about a successful career, big money, loans, or crashing deadlines. Your body literally forces you into bed using a heavy depressive state or a psychosomatic illness. Burnout is a forced, high-level version of extreme laziness. Its sole purpose is to keep you from dying of sheer exhaustion. So the next time a massive wave of laziness hits you, don't rush to hate or judge yourself. Your body isn't broken. It's simple. Allow yourself to be an evolutionary genius every once in a while. Just lie down, conserve those calories, and maybe, in that exact moment of deep relaxation, your brain, in its quest to save energy, will come up with something truly brilliant.